Hey everyone, welcome to Adventures for the Curious. My name is Mindy, coming to you from my brand new studio, which is finally set up. Well, except for the video camera. So hopefully by the next video, I'll open face to face with all you beautiful people. Anyway, today we're going to dive into Reddit to explore the unknown and unexplained. I've always been curious about the paranormal, and frequently scour the internet, searching for any evidence that ghosts, UFOs, or generally anything paranormal is real. If you enjoy these types of videos, hit the subscribe and notifications button, and I'll be sure to post more like this. So let's get started with 5 curious, possibly paranormal mysteries I found posted on Reddit this week. And be sure to stay tuned till the end, where I'll share my very own spooky paranormal clip. 5. The Abandoned Hospital. I found this video on the Paranormal Videos subreddit, and I contacted the OP to ask permission to share his video, and he was kind enough to oblige. I checked out his YouTube channel, JTTV, which he shares with his wife, and they seem like a fun, adventurous couple. Their videos feature a lot of hiking and exploring, and it's definitely worth checking out. And I'll post a link to their channel in the description below. In this video, which is part 2 in a series, the couple is exploring an abandoned hospital. It's a brisk May day in Montana, and they seem like they're enjoying their daytime exploration. At one point, they stop and decide to do a spirit box session. Now, I'm not too sure about the accuracy of these things, because they often seem to just spit out random sounds and words that can really mean anything, and most often mean nothing. But Jay and Taylor seem to get intelligent responses throughout their exploration. Let's watch.
I don't know what stuff. What is your name?
Do y'all know that we can understand now? Let's see.
Well, thank you for talking to us during this session. If you did, we might have not heard you. You are not attached to our spirit box anymore. Attached to us. Attached to our spirit box anymore. Attached to our spirit box anymore.
After Taylor asks for a name, the box quickly replies, David. And then, a few seconds later, the box interrupts her goodbye with the chilling words, free us. That makes sense to me. I've had the misfortune of ending up in the hospital a few times, and I hated every second of it. And unless you want to risk being labeled as someone who goes AMA or against medical advice, you're stuck in that place until discharged. If I were a ghost stuck in a hospital for eternity, I'd be begging to be freed too. The phone app Taylor is using, as well as the spirit box, seems to catch an abnormal amount of first names. I've tried these things, and usually I just get a bunch of mumbo jumbo that makes no sense. But Taylor and Jake get a lot of first names, which would make sense in a hospital. They continue to explore, occasionally noting places that feel heavy or creepy. They arrive at what used to be the nursery, and Jay wonders aloud if any babies died in there. And then a voice comes over Taylor's phone app. Listen to what it says.
Okay, I got kicked out for no reason. Whoa.
Oh yeah, this was the nursery.
Yeah, this right here is where they it's where they would put the babies. There's a picture on the other side of this wall over here that shows it. Dude, this is like, I wonder if any babies like died in here. It's back in the old days, you know, the medicine would really
Help me. Help you.
Let me see that. It just said help me. Why do you need help?
Are you okay?
The voice clearly says, help me. And again, it seems totally relevant given their location. Immediately after asking how they can help, the camera catches what appears to be an orb floating into Jay's head. At the time, he's unaware of what was caught on the camera. I usually don't put much stock into orbs, but what's really odd about this one is what he says immediately after the orb disappears into his head. Let's watch.
And instantly got chills.
Weird, huh? Of course, it could be a coincidence, and the orb could be nothing more than dust, and the chills that came immediately afterward could be nothing more than an eerily timed coincidence, but it's still a little strange to me. A few minutes later, they get another first name out of the phone app. Jerry.
Jerry.
Jerry? Is your name Jerry?
Despite the vandalism to the place, an old black and white photo of the nursery in operation is taped to the wall.
Here's the photo I was going to show you. Of the babies. Look. Just little bitty babies.
Soon after taking a look at that, the app on Taylor's phone announces Brittany. They tried to engage Brittany and ask her if she was a nurse. And just a few moments later, Brittany apparently replies. Take a look at this.
What is this? Is this what Baron said?
I don't know.
No, we didn't.
Brittany.
What did it say? Brittany? Nice to meet you, Brittany.
Oh yeah, this is just like back to where we were.
Brittany, were you a nurse that was here? Can you imagine being in here at 3 o'clock? When it's really, really dark?
There, no way.
We would have to do that. Hey, comment below if you want us to come here at 3 o'clock. 3 a.m. challenge here in this haunted hospital.
Don't comment.
Comment below.
Nurse.
Nurse. Brittany, is that you? Were you a nurse? Okay, look. That's gotta be real.
Yeah, that is.
Because we're in a hospital.
And then another strange announcement from the app.
Son.
How's it spelled?
S-O-N.
Like a sun.
Somebody's son.
Did you lose your son here?
I don't know, but think about that. We were talking to her in the OB.
Show you that.
Over here.
Oh, there you go, Jay.
Where are you? Can you make a noise, please?
Over here where my flashlight's shining? Yes, no?
The most drastic thing during their exploration of the abandoned hospital occurred a little later, when the two were walking down a long hallway. Jay was panning the camera around when something happens to Taylor. Let's watch.
Brittany, are you over here? Jesus.
Something just pushed that out of my hand.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding.
Are you shitting
I was
me?
holding it like this, and it felt like something went like that.
Okay, are you shitting me right now?
messing with you. How would I just drop a flashlight?
God, something just knocked her flashlight out of her hand.
Like I was doing this, and it felt like something went like that. And you saw it turn. If you look back in the video, you'll see it go like this. That's crazy. Look, this is a real old hospital scene. I just got lightheaded.
Now, the camera doesn't catch the visual of the flashlight being knocked from her hand, but it does catch the audio. Right before the flashlight is knocked from her hand, they seem to catch an EVP. They thought maybe it said hit her, but after I enhanced the audio, it doesn't sound like that. Maybe it was Taylor's gasp of surprise as a flashlight was knocked out of her hand? Or something else. Despite their incredibly calm reaction to a flashlight being forcibly knocked from her hand, the event does ring true. They don't sensationalize or over-dramatize the event. No one was hurt. It was the middle of the daytime, so I could see how they could remain calm in the situation. They appeared to take the incident in stride and keep moving forward. However, Taylor does mention she had a feeling of lightheadedness just after the incident. I imagine they would have had a completely different, more chaotic reaction if they had been exploring the place at night. Which, by the way, I totally want to challenge them to visit at 3 a.m. like they offered earlier. That would be cool. You guys have to do that. The next clip doesn't feature anything paranormal, but I wanted to include it because what they say makes me respect them even more. And I don't see many explorers mention this, but it's important.
Can you just let us know that you're here?
A nurse will throw something at you. Brian.
Brian.
Hey, look at these old hospitals. Look. You.
Why is people knocking stuff out, dude? Again, with the vandalize. Dude, there's this vandalizing stuff, man. It pisses me off. I mean, I got high respect of old building. It's culture, it's history.
Yeah, like the people lived and worked here.
I mean, there's stories in every room here that we have nothing, that we don't even know about.
People's families.
It's all on the walls. I mean, you can, like, memories are saved, I believe, in walls. I mean, that's what really ties them together.
That's secret.
In another part of the hospital, Taylor's phone app says 18, apparently for the second time that day, and then immediately follows with another name, Martha. Take a look.
Got all kinds of freaked out now. So just 18. 18 again.
18 for
Martha.
That's a very old name.
Martha. Are you with us here, Martha?
Then they find out where room 18 is, and Jay makes a decision. Could Martha have been a patient or worked in room 18? Later, just after they hear footsteps above them, Jay tells us why he didn't want to explore room 18. Here's the clip.
Can you tell me what's turning on you?
What? Did you say spine? Oh. Guys, when's the last time you seen a payphone?
It says AT&T on it. Okay, it's in there. 18 is. There's Bob.
Hell no. I'm sorry.
Jay said no, guys. Alright, you sure you don't want to?
Positive.
I mean, it's just right there. I heard somebody running upstairs. Did
Yeah.
you?
Let's go investigate. Guys, you know when you're doing something, you just get a bad feeling. That's what I got when we got close to that range.
Okay, Jay and Taylor, you guys know you have to go back at 3 a.m. and explore room 18 while you're there. Keep us posted, please. Face at the front door. Here's a short clip that I found to be pretty strange. I found this on the Paranormal Videos subreddit posted by DeadDog91. At first, I didn't see much, just darkness with something lighter moving around. So I decided to run the video through some enhancement, and this time noticed something altogether different. Take a look at this. At the time I downloaded the video, no one had commented about it. I'm not a video expert, and I know some of this kind of phenomenon can be attributed to natural causes or hoaxes. However, I don't really know what I'm seeing here, and if you guys can see a logical explanation, please feel free to leave your feedback in the comments. 3. Young child remembers a chilling past life. Many of the paranormal stories I've read lately on various subreddits seem like fiction, but this mom's story stood out to me and rings true. Although I can't explain it, since I believe in God and believe people live one life, then die and go to heaven or hell. I've seen some stories about kids who remember their past lives, and many are very convincing, but you have to wonder if the parents have somehow led them to produce answers that aren't necessarily true. However, the woman that posted this insists she doesn't bring up the subject of her daughter's past life at all, because she wants to avoid those kinds of leading questions. I believe her, and I'm stumped. In the post on the Paranormal subreddit, the mother writes, "Our 4-year-old daughter has been telling us about her old family since she was 2.5, and her details never change. She talks about her old mommy Rosie and her old daddy, although she's never spoken his name, and her 2 brothers and 2 sisters, also unnamed. She also talks about how they didn't live on this planet, which is a weird thing for a child to say at 2.5. She hadn't even learned about planets yet. In the beginning, we acknowledged that it could be her imagination, and we listened and showed interest, but didn't respond except to say, 'It's okay to miss your old family, but you're here with us now and we love you very much. We're your family now.' Other than that, we did our best not to say anything that would sway her one way or the other. We don't ask for details, but we do listen when she speaks openly. She always tells us how they all died in a lot of water. She says, 'There was so much water it went over everybody's heads, and it was even taller than our house.' This was odd, because she hasn't experienced a loss of any kind, and has been repeating this since before she was really aware of what death was. She also hasn't had any kind of near-drowning experience, and had only been in a pool once before at about 1.5 years old, in my arms, never submerged. Last night she started asking about death in general, which is a common age now to begin developing awareness and curiosity of death, but she was so nonchalant and unafraid. Then she began talking about her old family again. She talked about how they all died, and she went somewhere else, but she didn't know where. She said something about sitting under a tree. I responded with, 'Oh yeah, kiddo?' And she says back, 'Yeah. Then it got really dark and I went into your belly.' Although there is no way I could prove this story is true or not, it would definitely be pretty unsettling to hear my child say these things to me. I hope the mom who posted this keeps us updated. I'm certainly interested. 2. A welcome visit. Reddit user Rising Theory posted this video on the Ghosts subreddit. Shortly after his father died, some odd things started happening with his 2-year-old's toys. A toy airplane would light up by itself, even though the button on it was broken. His son was pretty rough on his toys, like a lot of 2-year-olds are, and apparently broke the button, which prevented anyone from physically turning it on. However, on this particular day, the toy had been lighting up quite a bit, so Rising Theory decided to take out his camera to catch the evidence on video. Let's take a look.
If there's someone in here, hit the button.
Pretty cool. Rising Theory and his family don't feel threatened by this presence, and Rising Theory believes it's his dad just letting them know he's still around watching over the family. I imagine that brings a measure of comfort, and maybe whenever a toy lights up on its own, it'll bring back a happy memory. St. Augustine EVP. Okay, so now we come to my personal experience with the paranormal. In November of 2019, James and I visited the St. Augustine Lighthouse for their nighttime ghost hunting experience. The first part of this experience consists of a tour led by a somewhat overdramatic and corny tour guide. The second part allows guests to freely roam to conduct their own investigations. The St. Augustine Lighthouse is reputed to be extremely haunted, with ghostly experiences spanning over decades. It's probably one of the most haunted lighthouses in North America and possibly even the world. At one point in the tour guide asked for 2 volunteers with the stipulation that the 2 couldn't know each other. I immediately raised my hand, of course, and some other guy was pushed forward by his girlfriend. So, we were led into a dark room with 2 wooden chairs placed side by side in the middle. We weren't given any history of the room, except that experiences tended to happen to those left alone in those chairs. So we sat down and the tour guide left and continued the tour in another room. I turned on the video of my phone and set it on the floor between the 2 chairs. Then me and this other guy tried to converse with whatever was there. I didn't really expect anything to happen, but suddenly the guy's phone turned itself off. He asked if the ghost had turned off the phone, and we didn't hear anything at the time. But when I got back to the hotel and listened to the audio, chills ran down my spine. This is what I heard. I believe that you're really here if we don't see or hear anything to prove it to us.
Did you just make my phone go off?
And when it kicks in, it's a little loud, so don't worry about that.
Can you make my phone go off?
Oh, something's going on over there.
The spirit, or whatever it was, seemed to answer this guy's question with a whispered, yes. Crazy, huh? When the tour guide came back in, she said the room was extremely haunted by a ghost named Pete, who liked to touch girls' hair and poke at the men. None of that happened, and at the time we didn't think anything paranormal happened to the 2 of us in that room. After the tour, we ran into the guy and his girlfriend again, and they said that during their own investigation, they went back to that room and sat in the chairs, and their EMF meter was going all the way to red in response to their questions. They said they'd never seen anything like it. I took a lot of photos and videos during that trip, but I haven't analyzed all of it yet. I did, however, get a lot of light anomalies from my iPhone, more than what you'd think you'd get in an hour or so. And I remember there was a couple of these I don't even remember taking. Well, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Adventures for the Curious. During my search for legit experiences for this video, I discovered that for every one that seems at least plausible, there are about 20 that are easily explained or flat out hoaxes. I think for my next video, I'll post some of the ones that can be easily explained by natural means. Maybe that'll help educate people and prevent these subreddits from becoming flooded with the same things over and over, such as wet spider webs on trail cams. Have a great week, everyone, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Be kind to everyone and stay curious.